Good morning, students. Welcome back to biology classroom once again. Today I will discuss stomata. Look at the book. There are large number of teeny pores called stomata on the both surface of leaves of plants. In the singular form of stomata is stoma. The green plants take carbon dioxide from air for photosynthesis. The carbon dioxide gas enters the leaves of the plant through the stomata present on their surface. So normally what is stomata? Stomata basically teeny pores which situated in the both surface of leaves of green plants. They actually help to intake the carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and also release the oxygen which is actually produced in the photosynthesis as a byproduct. Now, structure of stomata. Each stomatal pore is surrounded by a pair of guard cells. Look at the figure. Both sides are guard cells. So normally, each stomatal pore or stoma is surrounded by a pair of guard cells. The opening and closing stomatal pores is controlled by the bean-shaped cell called guard cell. The guard cells contain a large number of chloroplasts. So look at the figure here. It is a stomata. Between the guard cell, here is a gap. The gap portion is also known as stomata. The gap is surrounded by two bean-like shape that is also known as guard cell. It actually helped or control the opening and closing of stomata, and it consists of lots of chloroplast. Now, working of stomata. When water flows into guard cells, they swell, become curved and cause the pore to open. On the other hand, when the guard cell lose water, they shrink, become straight and close the stomatal pore. A large amount of water is also lost from the cell of plant leaves through open stomatal pores. So here is the picture. Look at the picture. When guard cell intake lots of water, then they become swollen. And it also helps to open the stomatal pore. Same way, when the guard cell release the water, they become sinkable, and it also helps to close the stomata. So, when the plant does not need carbon dioxide and wants to conserve water, the stomatal pores are closed. The oxygen gas produced during photosynthesis also goes out through the stomatal pores of leaves. Please note that in addition to the leaves, the stomata are also present in the green stem of plant. So basically, when carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis and green plants want to conserve their water level inside their body, then the guard cell becomes shrinkable and it also controls the opening of stomata. Same way, basically stomata is not situated in the both surface of leaf as well as is also situated in the green stem. So, the green stem of plant also carry out photosynthesis. It is clear from the above discussion that stomata allow the movements of gases in and out of plant cells. Basically, stomata help to intake the carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and also release the oxygen which is prepared as a process of photosynthesis. In other words, the gaseous exchange in plants takes place through the stomata in leaves. So please note that in most broadleaf plants, the stomata occur only the lower surface of the leaf But in the narrow-leaved plants, the stomata are equally distributed on the both side of leaf. This portion is very important. In case of broad leaf, मतलब normally जिस पेड़ का पत्ता बहुत broad है, चौड़ा है, तो नॉर्मली उस पेड़ मतलब उस पेड़ का जो पत्ते के लोअर सरफेस में स्टोमाटा बहुत ज्यादा मिलता है, मगर नैरो लीफ वाला जो पेड़ है उसका बोथ साइड में इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट रहता है स्टोमाटा. Another point to be noted is that aquatic plants uses the carbon dioxide gas dissolved in water for carrying out photosynthesis, and it also helped by stomata. Next, factors affecting photosynthesis. It has been found by experiments that the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water is necessary for the process of photosynthesis. These are the common material: sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. So we can say that the conditions necessary for photosynthesis to take place: sunlight, chlorophyll, temperature and water. So with increase in intensity of light, there is an increase in the rate of photosynthesis, because how much solar energy trapped by chlorophyll, the rate of photosynthesis will be increased. Red light is most beneficial for photosynthesis. Underline karo. Red light is most beneficial for photosynthesis process. The optimum temperature for photosynthesis is 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Optimum मतलब it is a boundary temperature जिसके अंदर normally photosynthesis process is just going on. So that is 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Next, water. Water is an important factor responsible for photosynthesis. This is the reason stomata close to prevent the loss of water. Not more than 1% of total water absorbed by the plant is used in photosynthesis. Even water is necessary for the photosynthesis. तो normally पेड़ जितना water हर रोज absorb करते हैं उसके अंदर सिर्फ 1% is basically used for photosynthesis. Now, concentration of carbon dioxide increases the rate of photosynthesis, but it is concentration beyond a certain level decrease the rate of photosynthesis. So if the carbon dioxide level is much, so the rate of photosynthesis will be increased, but when the carbon dioxide is more than necessity, it also decreases the rate of photosynthesis. Last one, the presence of chlorophyll is essential for the process of photosynthesis. It helps the plants to trap the solar energy. These are the main things. Here is some experiments. These experiments are not needed, so just leave them. So student, I hope all of you have understood what I have discussed today. So for today, up to this portion.